There is legislation right now being introduced in the City Council called the Small Business Survival Act. Our incumbent City Council members signed on, but it's not enough to just sign on the bill. You got to help organize, make sure it passed, make sure people know about it. I was at a lot of the rally, at the public hearing, and I don't see you there, Alan, okay? So you got to be there to fight for us, and not just say, okay, I signed on to a legislation, all right? Government sector, we talked about building a government center right after 9/11, and it's almost 8 years. Where is the government center in Chinatown?
Thank you very much.
We can't shut down streets like Park Row. It's been shut down for close to 8 years. Enough is enough. I think we're all tired of listening to elected officials saying, I'm going to fight to reopen Park Row, and we're going to get it done. It sounds great, but you have to rely, you have to look at the results. And what I bring to this position is the results of having worked and having dedication to this district for over 25 years as both a police officer, a firefighter, and a member of the Coast Guard on Governor's Island. I will stand up and I will espouse transparency in government. Thank you.
There's a reason why Workers United 2325, representing the garment industry, endorsed my candidacy, because they know of the work I did with them to develop the fashion space proposal, and no one will be more effective in getting that done. I was the one who organized the Small Business Conference with New York University, which generated the ideas, many of the ideas which are going to be part of the legislation I'm going to see gets passed. I was the one who, a few months ago, got the Economic Development Corporation, because of my demands, to agree to take the next steps to create the Asian Pacific Trade and Exposition Center here in Chinatown, which will be a wonderful anchor for business and commerce. And I am the one who is leading the effort to create additional culture spaces in Chinatown and the Lower East Side throughout the economy, including the first new theater, which we are going to get open, the new Performing Arts Center. That is the track record which we're going to build upon to sustain our economy. Thank you,
Alan.
I think it's an absolute disgrace what the City Council did. They had 8 years to perform their job. The individuals who came in under this term limit back in 2001 got exactly what they signed on for. They knew they had 8 years to get the job done. Either the job is done or it's not. What the City Council did with that vote, those 29 City Council members, including the incumbent, did with that vote, was they destroyed democracy. They irreparably harmed the way we do business in this town.
I had to pay muco bucks to lawyers to stand in front of you today for you to decide whether or not I'm going to be the next councilman. Lawyers tried to get me off, candidates tried to get me off, so you didn't have the opportunity to vote for me. That's wrong. That's real wrong. You know, term limits, what Bloomberg did was legal, but it was wrong. What these people did with the challenges was legal. It was wrong. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
Look, you, the voters, the current voters, under current circumstances, you deserve the right and the prerogative to decide whether or not incumbents should be re-elected or not. That's what democracy is all about. That's what an open debate is all about, and that's what we are going to have at all levels, including with a very close election looming between Comptroller Thompson and Mayor Bloomberg. The issue of term limits should have been decided by you through a referendum. The mayor was wrong on that. I stood up to the mayor. I introduced the amendment from the floor of the council, one of the few times an amendment was introduced, to demand that there be a referendum. That came within 7 votes of passing against the wishes of the mayor and the leadership. It was only after that was taken off the table, when a referendum was impossible, that I made the next most democratic choice, and that is to allow you to decide in an open election. Because many of you have told me that under these circumstances you want to be able to consider the mayor. I may not agree with that, but that's what elections are all about, and that's what democracy is all about. And that's why first I voted for a referendum, and then I voted for the next best thing, and that was a principled decision. Now we need governmental reform, and there's no one who has a stronger reform record than I do throughout my political life, and we have introduced amendments to the city charter, which will allow the citizens to create referendum without the mayor having veto power to prevent it. And when a charter review commission is established, the mayor should not be the only one to appoint the members to the charter review commission, and that's why I have drafted. It's going to require an amendment to the city charter, so that's a long process. Unfortunately, good results sometimes take time, and that is why, by the way, I am running for a third term. We've had many good results, and we're going to have many more together. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
You know, there are rules that are set, and people need to follow them. You can't just change it like that and just dismiss all the voters who voted, say, two-term, and that's it. The mayor was wrong in doing that, and the city council and our incumbent representative was wrong in voting for it. You can't change it, all right? That was the rule that we played by. You got elected, and it was 8 years. The voter has the right to decide, and the voter voted for term limit. You can't change it. Yes, also about getting on ballots. Hey, there are rules set up. If you think the rules should be changed, yes, we need reforms. But you cannot skirt the rules and then say, I could run and don't follow the rules. Voter should not be deceived. And that's very important. The term limit rules, the mayor, he said that he will save us because we're in an economic crisis. And we are the people in New York City, and we're saying, no, we don't need you to save us. He's a businessman, and he's been running the city like a businessman. And all the issues that we talked about early on, affordable housing, education, the mayor has not done a good job on a lot of those issues, and he does not deserve to run again. All right? And he skirted that by voting for the term limit. So, right now, okay, it's going to up to the voter to vote him out. Just like it's up to you to vote out the incumbent and vote in new leadership for District 1.
I think if the justification for repealing term limits is to provide the widest variety of choices for voters, then I'm happy, because I think what we have here are 5 very uniquely qualified candidates that present a very different qualitative choice for the people in terms of our background, our approach, and our temperament. I've been really pleased to have gotten the endorsement, as I mentioned, of Citizens Union, and what they mentioned in their endorsement of me was that I had the broadest coalition of support, and they really believe that I can bring access, transparency, and accountability to this position. And for too long, I think people in this district are ready for people to move on, beyond fighting with each other, beyond attacking each other, really coming together to focus on problem solving, moving beyond some of the past political battles. And it is time to turn a new leaf, and that is why I submit myself to you as a candidate who can help us move beyond politics as usual. Thank you.